everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Cody, and this is Cody Sum, and we are the duo who does more than each other. So today, I was thinking we could talk about our different approaches with sex when it comes to being filmed and when it comes to just being intimate, not filmed with each other, or if, we have a third or whatever the situation kind of is. Because, we do get a lot of questions. It's like, how it affects our intimacy. Since you're doing porn, like, do you, like, is sex just
Which I'm grateful it's never been
Yeah. So
it has its ebbs and flows.
I think it's time that we, differentiate kind of the way we like separate the two in our minds. So
do we want to dive back to the evolution of like, cause the evolution of our sex. No, we started the OnlyFans journey right when we started dating, so like we kind of filmed our honeymoon phase. Yeah,
we did. And those are still heavily watched videos.
They're very heavily watched, and they're not as good of quality. Like we film much better quality videos now, but back then
we got the lighting and the
now we have the lighting and everything. But back then it was just let's go at it. Let's put this camera up. Yeah, it gets whatever angle it gets.
I don't know if we have to go through a chronological
order, but
I think we I'll kind of give my first example, and then I'm sure you have a couple in your mind, and we kind of just talk about that specific, thing.
Right?
So like my first one that I think I look at sex differently as in when we're filming, you want to get a couple positions. As a bottom, there's some positions that I really like. There's some positions that if I did leg day, my legs are sore.
Yeah.
And, if we're filming, I know we need to get those positions. So I just bite the bullet and I push through it, even if it's a little uncomfortable. But, if it's not being filmed, it's just us or whoever, I'm more outspoken about like, no, I don't like that position. Yeah. No, I want to switch it, which I don't do that when we're filming.
And you mean filming with me or with someone else? Yeah. Like if we have someone over and we're kind of going, I think people do that in general too. Like when you say like go on a first couple dates with someone and you go home with them finally and have sex. Like I feel like a lot of times people will kind of like do things a little longer because they want that new person to feel enjoyed. Mm-hmm. But once we're comfortable with each other, you should be able to vocalize that something's uncomfortable. Well,
definitely if you're single too and you like the person at first, you're going to do that position. But the fact that we're together and if we have a third and I'm like, I don't like the position, if they have a problem with it, they can get the hell out.
Sometimes there's also pleasure in the pain.
As a bottom, there could be a position you really like and one day it feels amazing and the next day it could be just painful for some reason. Every time is a different sensation. So it's like, you just got to go with it. But there are some time I'm in a position, I'm like, no, not that way, not today.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Now that you're bottoming a little more, like, do you agree with me? Like, do you feel that? Or
I guess I'm also doing studio shoots and like, with that, like you have to be good with doing it for
position you in weird.
You have to be good for doing it for
camera work,
a long time, possibly in a position that's not the most comfortable. But like you're also just bottoming for a long time, so they get footage to go sift through. But I
mean, like the one time when it was a few weeks ago, I kept bottoming and I kept getting a cramp in my abdomen.
Yeah.
Like every position. And I was like, I have to stop. I don't know what the hell's going on.
But like, just cause that hasn't happened to me. Like I really do.
It will.
The only position that makes me there's like self-conscious is like writing. Like sometimes I feel like I'm not like the best at it,
but like nobody,
some people, I see people on Twitter that look like they are loving it,
but it's I'm so like
hit or miss for me.
Self-conscious in that position.
Yeah.
And
I like doing it with you.
Being subconscious in that position right away already just like makes it stressful and like not, you're just in a weird mindset. And
I know your favorite position is like missionary. Yeah. Mine is like doggy. Mm-hmm. I just kind of love that. Like topping or bottoming. I love that
doggy
feeling of
doggy is your favorite position both ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but also topping and missionary, just like I love looking. Yeah. Any position actually topping.
I guess missionary would be my favorite on both.
Any positioning topping is my favorite actually. I like them all for different reasons. But bottoming, I just do love being in doggy.
Honestly, I think most of the positions I don't like are because I'm not quite as flexible as I used to be.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to stretch.
I like sex to feel more spontaneous when we're planning a collab, or we lately, if we're gonna plan to film, it's usually like planned, scheduled time, and position. So yeah, it's so enjoyable. Like I'm having fun with my partner, but the planningness behind it, it's not as organic as when we're off camera. Like being in a long-term relationship though, something I've really learned is that after the honeymoon phase, like sex really just isn't going to be that spontaneous anymore. It's not like the movies or anything like that. Like you do have to be very intentional because it's so easy to lose track of that. Like when you get busy and caught up in your day-to-day lives and your schedule. And so we do now have to both be intentional about like, hey, like,
or like, hey, you want to have sex quick?
Yeah, like I want to have sex today. Like I want, or just like, hey, I want to have sex today. Like, oh, we're gonna go to the gym. Like I want to have sex after, like before we go to the movies with friends tonight. You know, like
it is okay. And the thing is I think we looked so negatively on scheduling sex.
I did for a while,
and then we saw like a video or read something, and we we're like, yeah, it's not a bad schedule sex. It means you're making your sexual relationship a priority.
You know, it's gonna go through its ebbs and flows, and sometimes you know we have gone maybe like at most like a week without it, and then there's other times where it's like every other day. And,
usually after a party weekend and we're dead, so we just lay around and are tired, or we're visiting family and you can't get a second away.
Even when I'm filming, like say I'm doing some studio shoots, like when I've had a couple of days of studio shoots, like I still come back from those not like exhausted and needing a break, like where I don't have time for you. Like I'm usually like the next day I'm like, all right, now like I've missed you. Like that was cool, that was fun, that was work, but I'm like, now I need my partner. I want
usually
my boyfriend. Like
when you have a shoot, we usually have sex the next morning.
Yeah, like, and I just never feel too tired for you.
You're just tired of me in other ways.
Just tired of you.
I think going on to the next one, douching. You know, for filming, I am douching until the clean as fuck. Whereas if we're not filming, like if we have a third, but like I don't stress about it quite as much.
I feel like we've made each other feel safe in that aspect. Like I've always said, don't worry about it. Like if say we're waking up, having it in the morning, you know, it's like, hey, if we go at it and if you need to, great, go clean. But if like, let's just go for it and enjoy the moment. And as long as you're feeling comfortable, don't worry about it. And I'll go at my own risk.
Well, because morning sex is about the being spontaneous, waking up and just having sex. And if you have to like, oh wait, let me go douche and take 10 minutes away, it's like the fire is dimmed.
But just in general, I'm never worried about it. I'm never like, you need to go clean before.
Nobody should be bottom shaming anybody.
I think that's the perks of being in a long-term relationship too. It's like I'm normally clean and I probably douche like 10% of the time when we are, it's just you and I.
I honestly can't remember the last time I was dirty.
Yeah. We pretty clean. I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyways, subtle brag. Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest things is just when you have a camera up, you are always having to make sure you know where your camera's at so that you're not at this angle that isn't, not at an angle that isn't pleasing for the audience or for myself. I mean, definitely the best sex I have is with you and it's off camera. That's just always how it's going to be, because when the camera comes out, like there's always going to be a performative aspect in your mind. Even if we weren't filming it for OnlyFans, like you're taking out a camera, like you're like, oh, well now I want to make sure it looks good because I'm going to watch this later. Like you just can't help but do that. So now that it's also for OnlyFans, there's just that performative aspect. Since it's with you, like I always know that I'm going to enjoy it no matter what. It's always better off camera. I'm sorry guys, but everyone says that we put on a good show. But I will say it's still even better off camera.
When we're being filmed, I do tend to be like, oh yeah. I try to lower my voice. And with you, I'm like, oh.
You actually, you are more vocal when we are on camera. Yes.
I'm more vocal because I want to, with you, I just like, am there and just like,
which is something I actually had to learn and kind of talk myself through, because at first
you were getting offended.
It felt like you were just more vocal when we had a collab, and so there was a third and we were filming, and I was like, well, wait, like, does that mean you're not enjoying it with me? And it's kind of, just a little psyche thing. But
you're thinking it's one way, and honestly, it's the
opposite way. And not to say again, if you're watching your videos, you're enjoying it, but when it's just you and I know that you're just enjoying it so much that you're just focused on what you're enjoying and not so much about having to be vocal. That's just something I had to also realize. We just had to have a couple talks about it just to like make sure we were on the same page. Like, hey, am I still doing it right? Because I just want to make sure that if I'm doing something that I need to fix, so that you feel like you want to be more vocal. That was kind of the talk.
But it also is kind of ties along with like I let myself feel more vulnerable, which becomes more passionate with you. Where when we're filming, it's like you don't want yourself to look too vulnerable. You know, it's more of a like a kind of you know, situation.
Well, that was a fun talk. If you're liking this video, make sure to hit that like, subscribe button, and we are bringing you a video pretty much every week now on just silly stuff.
We're working so hard.
I know.
I'm hard right now thinking about it.
Literally. Oh, should we go film a video?
No, I'm tired.
No. We don't need to film today.
I gotta go to the gym.
Oh yeah, I gotta go to the gym too. All right. Well, so gym, sex, karaoke. Perfect. All right. Well, thanks guys. Bye.